Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
We started from the bottom, now the whole team's here. That's right, One Wrestling Fans. It's the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa, all the way from the UK, from across the pond, bringing it to you. Now, you may not know who I am, but I know who you are. That's right, I know who every single one of you are. And you may not like me at the beginning, but I'm damn well sure that you will like me around the corner. So, don't you worry about that. We are from the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, bringing Sunday Segue TV to you. That's right, making our debut on OneWrestling.com. So I want to give a shout out to Bill Apter, Big Slam Nation, all of the Big Slam Nation and One Wrestling fans. We're doing it right here, baby. We're doing it for the first time. So join us. So also make sure you check us out. That's at Sunday Segue on Twitter. You can follow me. That's at Kinny Killa. Now I want to introduce you to my fellow hosts for Segue TV. That's right, I want to introduce you to the guy that you already know from Big Slam Nation. That's right, it's none other than the Nature Boy Fame Black. The Nature Boy Fame Black is in the building, people.
Nature Boy, Fame Black, Snapchat extraordinaire. Catch me at Fame Black on all social media. I'm like thrilled to be here. If you never listened to me and Kenny go before on the Sunday Segue, like I've been doing shows with Kenny longer than I've been doing Big Slam Nation or shows with the PW Hustle. But we always connect. It's always a good time. I was honored. Shout out to Bill Apter. You know, this is his way of teaching me about New Japan because I wasn't very, I didn't know too much about it. So this is the Big Slam Nation's way of getting me to watch New Japan and TNA and stuff like that. And I'm excited because there's a lot of new wrestling coming my way 2016. Sunday Segue TV.
Yeah, that's right. I'm excited too to have my boys with me. That's right. Our other fellow host is none other than Tom Brady. Don't get it twisted. It's not the NFL star, but it is our Tom Brady. What up, Tom?
What up, everyone? I'll try my best to emulate the greatness there. But yeah, it's good to be here. Good to be across in the stateside. Like, man, the Sunday Segue, we're spreading out, man.
That's what I'm saying. We're going international. So before we start, some of you, you Segheads know, you know how we do when Tom Brady enters the building, but you One Wrestling fans don't. So without further ado, guys, we're just going to bring the unity together and say 1, 2, 3. Hey, we want some Brady. Hey, we want some Brady. There you go. That's right. We're just bringing all of our customs to you. Right, so Sunday Segue TV, we will predominantly be talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling, bringing it to you to the stateside with a little international flavor, as well as little sprinkling of little tidbits here and there between me, Fame, and Tom Brady, showing you how humorous and funny we are because we're manly. Okay, so without further ado, let's start this show off with New Japan Fantastica Mania 2016. Now, for all you fans out there who don't know what Fantastica Mania is, it is a joint promotion between CMLL in Mexico and New Japan Pro Wrestling, where they put on 6 events throughout 1 week. And the main show is the last show, which generally happens at Korakuen Hall, which is one of the most famous halls, one of the most famous arenas in Japan, apart from obviously the Tokyo Dome.
Dome.
So, Fantastica Mania, that's what it is, joint promotion. So, I'm going to start off with you, Brady. What do you think about cross promotions and two, wrestling promotions coming together for the greater good and to produce really, really good wrestling for wrestling fans all over the world?
I think co-promotion is some of the best things in wrestling today come from co-promotion, in my opinion. I really, really, really like co-promotion. The Ring of Honor and New Japan relationship obviously is very good. So excited to, the CMLL is very exciting as well. Like, I had the pleasure of going to Preston City Wrestling, my boys, who I've got my shirt on from.
There you go.
They did a cross promotion with Ring of Honor this year, and that's a good chance to go and see like your local indie guys wrestling with like people like Jay Lethal. Like, I saw Jay Lethal and I saw like Roderick Strong and stuff. It was amazing. So I'm a big fan of cross promotion, and it's unfortunate that with WWE we don't see it so often, but it's very exciting, and with the Evolve route that they're going down as well, maybe we'll see more of that in the future as well. So, but New Japan definitely leading the way with that sort of thing.
Fame, have you seen much of CMLL? Have you managed to go down that route at all?
I actually it's more so new since being like a full-time wrestling podcaster, I guess you would say.
We're
like,
full-time out here. It's our job. It's our job. I get paid 30 grand. No, I don't actually get paid 30.
What you talking about? 30? I'm making 50, 60 out here.
We're making it rain out here.
But since then, I have to expand, and I got to see who's hot on the indies, so that when there's new signings for the WWE, I can say, this guy, he has his history. So I've been watching a little bit. I'm not all, I'm trying to get into everything at once, like trying to get into Lucha Underground at the same time I'm trying to get into New Japan, at the same time I'm watching TNA. So not everything falls to the wayside, but it's definitely on the queue.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do for you, US fans and obviously other fans around the world that don't know much about Fantastica Mania, we're going to go through the card. We're going to talk about some of the matches that took place on that card. So on the main show, which happened on the 24th of January, we had Guerrero Maya Jr. and the Panther defeating Sho Tanaka and Hohei Komatsu. Now, Hohei Komatsu and Sho Tanaka are New Japan young boys. Now, New Japan young boys, what that means is they're rookies pretty much. So it's kind of like they're from their dojo, the NXT of New Japan, and this is actually their very, very last match in New Japan, because both Sho Tanaka and Yohei Komatsu are both going over to CML on a learning excursion. Okay, so this was their final match, and they're gonna go on a learning trip to learn about the Lucha Libre style. Now, Fame, how important do you feel is it for these kind of promotions to send their young talent over to other promotions to gain, more techniques and learn about different wrestling styles?
When you think about the best wrestlers in the world, like the best technical wrestlers in the world, or the guys that put on the 5-star matches, these guys aren't just from one promotion. They've been around. That's how you learn. Like, you take an old school guy, you take some of the four. You take like a Chris Benoit. Can I say that here? You take like a you take like a Chris Jericho, you take like a Dean Malenko, you take like a Eddie Guerrero, and you can trace them. They've been in Mexico, they were overseas, they were in this promotion, that promotion, they wrestled with this person, that person learned. Like, that's how you create. That's just how you create anything. You go to the best of the best, and you collect, and then you take the best parts, and you make it into one superstar and one wrestler. And yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's a good look, isn't it? I mean, if WWE, you look at WWE and Evolve at the moment, Brady, and again, what we just kind of alluded to is, they're having a working relationship. Could WWE benefit from some of their NXT rookies going over and showcasing their talents on Evolve?
I think certainly so, because I think the main person WWE you look at, just to give like a modern context, I guess, is Cesaro, who's done the Lucha Libre, and he's been everywhere. He's been Ring of Honor, he's been all over the world, and he's widely renowned for being one of the best in-ring workers going, because he can work with everyone. So that's the thing that any company could benefit from by sending out to different places. Is you're gonna get people who can do everything. So people like AJ Styles, for example, has gone and learnt he learnt the American sort of TNA style. He's gone over to New Japan, learnt more strong style, and he can do obviously the Ring of Honor like flippy fast style.
Flip-de-doo-dah.
Yeah, and that's obviously going to benefit him now coming into WWE, because he has to learn the new style of WWE as well. But because he can work with so many people, and like someone like Jericho, as Fame just mentioned, putting them together is fantastic, because they can both learn and they both mesh well together, because they both know so many styles. I think the Evolve partnership will be absolutely fantastic if WWE let people go out and actually wrestle and put on matches for them, because that's what you need. There's no point sending them if they're not going to have matches.
Exactly.
Matches make superstars.
I think the WWE wants to create that feeling in home. I think that's what they try to make NXT. When you look at the NXT roster, you got a bunch of guys that's been all over the world, not only on the roster but the training staff. And you got people like William Regal in there, and I think they want to. I think in the future, when he's done, when he finally realizes that his knee doesn't work anymore, they'll take Rey Mysterio and they'll be like, hey, come back here and teach these kids some lucha stuff. You know what I mean? Like it'll be like that center where you could learn any style of wrestling eventually. And their partnership with Japan, I don't think New Japan is sour about, you know, the Shinsuke thing or the Bullet Club and stuff like that. I think they have a great working relationship. And that also, you know, Liger was at NXT Brooklyn, so they have a relationship. They're starting to work on it. They just went to Japan, East and the East. So there's a lot of connection happening. I'm very excited.
Plus, WWE are mentioning New Japan Pro Wrestling all the time. They're mentioning their titles and everything. So there is definitely something happening there. Let's continue to go through the card. So we had Fuego, Kushida, Stuka Jr., and Tiger Mask defeating Bobby Z, or in America, Bobby Z, Hechiro Anakumura, and Yoshihachi. We also had Yushin Thunder Liger defeated Virus. We also had Los. This is gonna mess me up as it always does with Naito's group, but Los Ignorables. Hopefully I got that right. Which is Bushi, Evil, and Tatsuyo Naito defeating Atlantis, Mascara Dorada, and Taguchi. Now, Mascara Dorada, this was the last match for him as well under his New Japan contract, because Mascara Dorada is from CMLL and he is now going back. So this was his last match. Now, what New Japan have done is they signed these guys from CMLL to shore up their junior heavyweight division. You know, so I think it's been a good look for them. He's got a lot of experience with the strong style out there, and he's kind of propped up the New Japan Junior division as well. Okay, so we also had Carbonero, Okada, and Nakamura. That's Shinsuke. Defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi, Juice Robinson, who was formerly CJ Parker in NXT, and Titan. Now we had Kamatachi defeating Dragon Lee. Now Kamatachi is the former former young boy of New Japan, who previously went on a learning excursion to CMLL, and he's just made his return back. And that match was for the CMLL World Lightweight Championship, which he defeated Dragon Lee. So it's a full circle thing. So it shows that it can work. It definitely can work. We also had Mystico defeating Ultimo Guerrero, and then we had Volado Jr. Defeating Mesifo for the new NWA, World Historic Welterweight Championship. Mephisto. I will repronounce that, Mephisto. Yeah, I'm not that bilingual out there. I speak a little Espanol, but yeah, I'm not that much bilingual. So bear with me, people. Bear with me. Okay, so we've learned that much, that New Japan are doing learning excursions. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go over to New Japan news. So Fame. Shinsuke Nakamura made his last appearance for New Japan yesterday, I believe, at the Road to New Beginning show. Have you seen any footage from it yet? I can't hear you, Fame. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you?
Well, I guess while we wait for Fame, I guess I might as well just weigh in and say, like, I saw emotional footage. Oh my word! Like, it's sad to see him go, to be honest. And he's been obviously the mainstay since I've been watching New Japan. He's been like the absolute best in my opinion, and I'm a big fan of Tanahashi, a big fan of Okada as well. But he's always been the mainstay, and I think him leaving it shakes it up, shakes the pack a lot. And it also, obviously, AJ shakes up the pack a lot. Kenny Omega coming in, definitely a fantastic choice because he's brilliant. But it was very interesting to watch it because it was genuinely a lot of a big outpour of emotion there because, you know, he's the absolute best that they had to offer. And seeing him go, it's never going to be easy to replace. And as I said before, I was watching Styles versus Nakamura just this morning on the replay, and Matt Striker pointed out in commentary, imagine if they lost either of these two guys, and now both are gone. And it's a definite big change for New Japan, but it's an exciting change.
Yeah. Like,
the way they can go down, Kenny Omega's obviously taking that Bullet Club mantra. I reckon he'll win the Intercontinental Championship. And then it's interesting to see who takes the Shinsuke role. Like, I'm very excited to see where they go with this.
Am I back?
Yeah, you are back, Fame. You are back. We had some technical difficulties. That's what you get. That's what you get for having Walmart internet. That's what happens. That's what happens.
No, man, it's more so. It's the first episode, so of course something was gonna go a little screwy. But what was I gonna say about Shinsuke and AJ Styles? Both ended up in the WWE. And it's always interesting to see what's going to happen next as far as releases and things like that. And that's what makes wrestling so interesting to watch, is that it's never great when someone goes down with an injury like a John Cena. But now, because John Cena is down with an injury, we don't know who's going to take on The Undertaker. So I'm not familiar with all the New Japan storylines, but I'm sure there's something similar to that. Like, oh, man, Shinsuke and Styles are gone. Now, well, this person could do this. Like, anything can happen now. It's a very exciting time.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, the footage that I saw, his last match, they were all crying. Okada was hysterical.
Okada, like a child who just had all his toys taken and just thrown into like a wood chipper, and he was just in tears, man. He was so upset.
Yeah. It was proper. It was really, really sad. And he said his last yo, and he did his thing, man. But you have to give him props, and he's going to do his thing, and I just can't wait for him to come. Cannot wait for him to come. Okay, so other news: New Japan have signed Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, that's right, the guy who was in the final of the PWG Battle of Los Angeles with Zack Sabre Jr. Two British guys, that's right, two British guys. So they have signed Will Ospreay. He's an amazing talent. It seems like he's going to be going to the junior division, Tom?
It does look that way, yeah, to me, yeah. The funniest bit about this is just that they stole him from under TNA's nose. He's on tour with TNA right now in the UK. I don't know if he's still on the tour, but he did 2 dates, I think, and before the second date, it was announced he was going to New Japan. So apparently they're really annoyed about that. But Will Ospreay's brilliant. If you've never had a chance to watch him, try and check out some Progress, because that's where I think his best matches are. Progress Wrestling is awesome. His matches with Zack Sabre Jr. as well, awesome. But again, another really great signing for the junior heavyweight division. Now, and it's that cycle again. Omega's gone up, in comes Ospreay, and they'll continue to cycle, because that's the way that wrestling has to work, and it's very, very exciting. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, New Japan are very, very good at shifting. When they need to shift, one person goes, another one comes back. With Shinsuke gone, it wouldn't surprise me if Minoru Suzuki comes back from Pro Wrestling Noah, and takes that position. It also wouldn't surprise me if Katsuyori Shibata then moves up into that position and takes his place there. But I don't know if a lot of you know, but we'll talk about it probably in the next couple of weeks, that Pro Wrestling Noah and New Japan are kind of in cahoots, so they're together now, and New Japan loaned Pro Wrestling Noah some of their superstars to shore up their roster. So at the moment, Lance Archer, Killer Elite Squad, so Lance Archer and
awesome
David Boy Harry Smith I should say, sorry, are out there, and with Suzuki Gun as well, so Minoru Suzuki. So so it's we're going to talk about that and how that's influenced Pro Wrestling Noah. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into our new segment. But before we go into our new segment, guys, this week, has anything happened to you that has made you a little bit annoyed, a little bit down on your luck? I'm talking the kind of thing where you have your mobile phone and you drop it in the bath or in the toilet or so on and so on. You're walking down the street, you turn the corner, bam, face right into the pole. I'm talking about that kind of stuff. Has anything like that happened to you this week, guys? Brady?
I have legit broken my phone this week. Legit. It's got water damage this week when I was playing football, and it got water damaged, and it's legit broken. So that is the thing that's done me this week. It's amazing. I genuinely didn't tell you before we came on air, did I? That had happened. It feels like a rip. It feels like
I guarantee I'm not ribbing you. I did not know.
I genuinely, that's the thing that's done me this week.
How did you do that? How did you do that?
I was just playing football, and the weather, obviously, here in England is abysmal. So I was in a bag, but the bag got wet, and then all the phones in the bag just.
No. It's like when you're at primary school. It's like when you're at primary school, and you had that yogurt in your packed lunch, and then the yogurt explodes, and it's just all over you, all over your bag. All over your bag.
Your apple is covered in yogurt, and your sandwich is yogurt.
No, it's like when you pop your packet of crisps, and then you try and taste it, and it's stale. You're like, wait a minute. this says it's in date. Why does it taste so soft? Why? I don't know. But yeah. Fame. Fame. Anything happened to you this week?
Oh man, you know what? How do I say? I'll say this on West Wrestling like this. I had some company, and what do you English say? We were getting on. It's good time. It was good.
Yeah.
All right, and she fell asleep, and that's very rude. I think.
Dare she?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm all for comfort, but that's very rude to just go over someone's house and fall asleep. It was very like, well, get out, but she's asleep.
What can you do? She's sleeping.
What? Nothing I can do.
God, whoa.
Very
Just,
annoying.
were you not just like making noise, like dropping a little like pans? Like, sorry, I was just cleaning the kitchen when you were asleep.
Start flashing.
Pans.
She
Getting your cats and putting them on a face and things. Like,
She saw the Asuka merchandise. That's what happened. She saw that mask and got scared. That's what happened.
That had to be.
That's what happened. Nothing really bad happened to me this week. So no birds pooed on me, nothing like that. So luck, even though in England that's meant to be good luck, but
I was gonna say, isn't that good luck?
never happened to me. But in the case of my kids, though, let's just say there's a little bit of poop in the bath. Little bit of poop in the bath. That's what happens when you've got an 18-month-year-old.
Right, you got young kids.
Yeah, man, 18 month and free. But enough about me. What about you? What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go on to our next segment and our last segment of the show, which is called Winner or Wasteman. Now, all you US fans, let me just give you the definition of what a Wasteman is. Okay, Joe Bloggs is a deadbeat. Joe Bloggs has left school with no qualifications, still lives at home with his mum. Yeah, that's right. Steals from his mum to feed his girlfriend, say. Joe Bloggs is a waste man. That's right, he is an absolute waste man. Now, I know you guys have another term for it, but we can't say it on this show.
No.
Yeah, we just say he's an F-boy. That's cool. We can say that. He's an F-boy.
F-boy.
He's an F-boy. So, we've got 3 wrestlers. This is what we're going to do every week. We've got 3 wrestlers, 3 superstars, whether you determine Tom Brady or Fame Black determine whether these guys are winners or waste man. So, let's go for it. First wrestler, The Rock. Okay, now the reason The Rock is on this panel this week is because management, WWE management, were unhappy about the way The Rock went off script and mentioned he who shall not be named, not Chris Benoit, but Hulk Hogan. So, Fame, is The Rock a winner or a waste man for doing what he did?
You know what? It's funny is that in that little small window when he was talking to the guys and he was like, "Yeah, I'm the Undertaker. I'm Hulk Hogan. I'm The Rock. I'm Randy Savage." It was a very like, can we do this? Can we? Like, is it okay? Like, it's not really we're cheering for Hulk Hogan. We're cheering for that guy in the Hulk Hogan guy. But it's kind of a, But The Rock, that's not his fault. It was an amazing segment. Had it been dressed up like anything else, it wouldn't be a problem. The Rock is and will forever be a winner.
There you go. I love that. Okay, so you get the gist, Brady. You get the gist. The next person is none other than James Storm. Now, James Storm returned to TNA, and he is now back in a partnership with Bobby Roode, Beer Money. So, he's come out recently talking about why he didn't take the NXT contract and why he re-signed with TNA. So, is James Storm a winner or a waste man? Okay, is he a winner or a waste man? Roll with it.
I think James Storm, he is a winner because of the money that he is getting. He is earning, from what I've seen, dollar bills, man. Like, holy. Like, how TNA can afford that is beyond me. He also gets paid even if TNA go off TV. He gets the full payment and can go and sign for someone else in his contract. So I can't see how he's a waste man for that. But in terms of the matches he's going to have, a bit of a waste man. I'm going to go with a winner there. I think he's also a winner.
Okay.
Because money makes winners, I guess.
No, it's you making smart business decisions. You do
He is, yeah.
And this is what we do on Segue TV, on the Sunday Segue in general. We're open to all different opinions. That's what it's all about. Not one way, not this way. It's your way. It's your way. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to go to the last guy, and I want both of you to speak up on this and do a Conan, that's right. So, Josh Brado, that's right, it's Big Josh from Tough Enough, the Tough Enough winner. Josh has now been named Big Action Bronson Matthews. Now, this week he came out and did some tweets about the social outcasts, calling them social jobbers, which led to numerous WWE superstars just literally giving it to him on Twitter. So, Brady, I'll start with you first. Is Josh a winner or a waste man?
He's a waste man. He's a waste man. Yeah, that's not cool, man. Like, and you know, I'm not going to disagree with Kevin Owens and Stardust and everyone else who said that he's a really bad person. So I'm going to go waste man. He's got to learn. He'll learn, but doesn't mean just waste man once doesn't mean waste man forever. But right now, waste man.
I love that waste man. I love that. Yeah. Fame.
Yeah, man, you're a waste man. You're a waste man. It is what it is. Like, all right, you sending tweets out. How hard would it have been to call Heath Slater and be like, hey, listen, if I call you guys social jobbers, would that be cool? Like, I'm just trying to create some heat. Like, whatever the situation, how hard is it to communicate with whoever it is? You got the numbers. Even you don't even have to have his number. You can tweet him. You can inbox him and say blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that difficult. You got to check before you wreck. You know?
I love that. Oh man. Okay, so there you go, people. It is the end of the show, One Wrestling fans. Please just make sure you like the video.
Yes.
You know, like the video. Subscribe to Sunday Segue. Subscribe to One Wrestling. Please leave a comment as well. We need to know whether you like it or not. I need to know whether I look good or not. Do I? Maybe not. But at the end of the day, it's feedback. All feedback is good feedback.
I'm just kidding. You're a beautiful man.
All feedback is good feedback, people. So please just comment. You know, you might not like my voice. It's all good. We from the UK. It don't matter. We all have different voices out here, so it's all good.
It doesn't matter what your voice is.
You can find me.
I can't understand a word that you guys are saying.
You can find me at Kinny Killa, and you can also find us at Sunday Segue. Tom, where can they find you?
Just find me at Wrestle Review. It's WR for Wrestling, WRF Review. Just check me out on the Twitter and on my blog if you can. That'd be very nice. Thank you.
Okay, and Fame, where can they find you?
You can find me on all social media. Just put in FAMEBLACK, all one word. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, my favorite, Snapchat. So hit me up. Let's talk some wrestling. I'm all with it.
Okay, guys, make sure this week you listen to all the other One Wrestling shows. That's right. Make sure you listen to Big Slam.
Especially that interview with Alpha Female.
Yeah. Especially that interview. Make sure you listen to Big Slam. Make sure you also listen to all the other guys. PW Hustle. Okay, Fave. Make sure you listen to all those TNA reviews as well. Okay. We'll be right back around the corner with you next week. We will be talking about the road to New Beginning, which is the next New Japan pay-per-view. We'll also be talking about Access TV and what Access TV has done for bringing New Japan into your homes over in the States, and also talking about Mauro Ranallo moving from Access TV to SmackDown. Yep, and also JR now taking over from that. So okay, guys, make sure you stay tuned and see us next week. And if you don't like that, you can choke on that slap nuts. Woo!